Morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Rich Clark, Guide to the Right Path. And so today I'm going to carry on the speaking of the spiritual senses. And I'm going to talk about three today, but the first one I'm going to talk about is camphor. So camphor is very much helps with the regulation of the metabolic system. It's very good for fighting flu, colds, and anything like anything to do with the chest. And it's very good for regulating the respiratory system. It's also, when you first use camphor, it's cooling on the skin, but actually then warms up. So I'm going to explain its spiritual connotations. So the first of all, I'm going to talk about its sacred symbolism. So the sacred symbolism behind camphor is this. It's purification exorcism. It's burned in temples mainly and homes to drive out negative, evil spirits and lingering stagnant energy. Its clarity and vision, its penetrating aroma symbolises the clearing of mental fog and the opening of spiritual insight. It's also helpful with spiritual sacred fire and light. In Hindu rituals, it's mainly used. Camphor is burned in aarti, it's called aarti, ceremonies as an offering, symbolises the soul surrender and union with the divine. So you'll find a lot of yogis use it. Actually, the yogi I'm taught by, Siddharth, is my yogi who I trained with Astro Yoga. He uses camphor a lot, and it's very much used a lot. You will smell it a lot with yogis. They use it a lot. Now, spiritual energetics, it is very good for helping with the crown and the third eye chakra, which, as we know, is the third eye is linked to your intuition, and it opens the higher perception of that, enhances meditation, and aids in connecting to divine wisdom, which is the crown, which is to open to the universe. It also works as a protective aura cleanser. So what it does, it helps you sweep away attachments, psychic debris, and heavy emotional energy. So especially when you're in meditation, it's very useful for that, but also to burn it at night to clear, because when you're asleep, you need to be more protected. Also, once you get up in the morning, it's very good for awakening energy. So it sharpens your awareness, stimulates your intuition, and brings a sense of spiritual alertness. Hence, camphor is used in tiger balm, because what it does, it helps. Once it cools onto the skin, but then it actually heats the skin. But that's why it's used that way, because it actually is helping awakening and getting the body ready to work to heal whatever bruises or anything you have. So Thai fighters use it a lot. In its traditional and cultural beliefs, Hinduism, camphor, or kapur, it's called, is burned daily in temples and homes. Its complete dissolution in flame symbolises the ego dissolving into divine consciousness. In Chinese traditions, is associated with longevity, vitality, and the ability to repel disease and malevolent spirits. And in the Middle Eastern use is in Sufi and Islamic traditions, camphor is mentioned in the Quran or the Surah Al-Ansar as a cooling, purifying drink in paradise. So actually they use camphor actually in the drink. I've never drank camphor. I find camphor quite strong, but it's really useful to just clear out. And it's very strong. That's why I find it strong, because I know what it does. It clears energies away, bad energies away from me, and very much resets me very quickly. So it's very good for people when I'm talking about anxiety, because it clears the anxiety of what you have. And the two other ingredients I'm going to explain today do the same, and it's a really good anxiety cleaner. So the other thing is, with its psychological and hypnotherapy links, it cuts through illusion. It helps clients release confusion, denial, or self-deception. It's an emotional reset. It clears away mental fog, psychic noise, or obsessive thoughts, restoring clarity and calm. In its strength in crisis is its spiritual supportive in moments of overwhelm, shock, or psychic attack. So again, if people who do astral travel, or you're dreaming a lot and you're worried about being attacked, burning camphor at night or burning camphor when you're doing this is very useful. So its practical ritual use is incense and diffuser. It's burned as blocks or diffused as an oil to cleanse a space before meditation, prayer, or healing. I would use camphor and frankincense and myrrh to do that. That's really useful to do that in any room, and they do that in holy places. For anointing and protection oil, diluted camphor oil applied to temples or the crown for clarity, for objects for consecration. Now, objects for consecration is things what you for using in. So this would be like my prayer beads. What I've done sometimes is I actually use water to cleanse all my jewelry. So my earring and my necklace. And I will cleanse in water with camphor or frankincense or so forth to do that. House cleaning is used in floor washes, sprays, or rituals. Now, this a lot of people don't do, but camphor is really good for that, and it actually helps towards anti bug repellent and so forth. Also, with spiritual awakening, it's a sharp aid for breath work, meditation, or any practice needing clarity and alertness. So, in summary, camphor is the essence of purification and divine clarity. It dissolves negativity, awakens higher consciousness, and symbolises the ego burning away into the pure light. It is one of the most spiritual, potent, tree derived essences used for centuries to protect, clean, and uplift the soul.